So we know what DOM is and what DOM manipulation is. Now we try to understand how do we access the DOM. So how do we access the DOM and the elements inside the DOM? Okay, these are the common DOM access methods. Okay, these are just the common ones, but we might be having more than this. But these are the methods that we use most often. Okay, so how do we do it? Let's suppose every code that we have in our HTML, right, it will be residing in a single object named document. We also have other objects that were provided by the browser like window, but in this document object itself, all our HTML elements will be residing. So this is what we care about when we're talking about DOM manipulation. So we will make use of this document object in order to access the elements inside. If I go back, what are we doing? Since it is an object, I'm trying to access it by dot operator. So document dot object document dot get element. What is that element? HTML element by ID. What is ID? ID is nothing but the CSS selector that we have. If you are familiar with CSS selectors, we have class selector and we have ID selector, right? So this is a way of accessing DOM element by ID. So what does it return? It returns a single element with a specific ID. So when we use ID, right, ID is unique. We give IDs to unique elements. We will not be repeating ID for different elements. So it will surely be returning a single element with a specific ID that we pass inside this brackets. Okay, it returns a single element. Let's go to our VS Code 50. For suppose I want to access this h1 tag, I will give it a name ID h1, and then inside my script tag, what I will do is I will try to store it in a variable h1, and then how can I grab it? I know it will be residing in document, so I will give the keyword document and then dot. What I will do, I will call the method inside this document object, that is getElementById, and I will pass the ID of the element that I want to access. I want to access this h1 tag, so I will pass that ID. What does that? What it will return? It will return the element that has this h1 tag. Okay. So now if I try to console log h1 tag, I should be seeing this tag here, the whole tag, because this ID is referring to this particular tag. Okay. If I go inside, you can see all the available methods and all the available properties that is relevant to this h1 tag will be displayed. What if I go down? We can see some familiar tags here. So we have this inner text method that we have. Let's try to call it and see what. Document.getElementId alone is returning the whole tag. But what if we do this? So what it is returning? It is returning just the text inside this tag. Whatever the text we have inside this HTML tag, it is returning just that. That is what getElementById is. This is one way of accessing DOM element. So we'll look into the next one in the next video.